Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday, the 26th of March. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, jumping straight into it, I'm really pleased to have last weekend behind us.
Yes.
I'm sick of that hot, humid weather when I'm in a suit and tie and out on the auction circuit.
It's cooling down a bit now, so you can chill out, Phil.
I reckon summer's done. Whilst we're a month into autumn already, but I think summer's well and truly behind us.
Yep.
And I was talking about the weekend that was, which was kind of just trying to get past the fact that the industry had 50% clearance rate, Gary, and sadly we were on the industry average.
No towers and no boasting. It's boring this weekend, Philip. We were as good as the industry, and that's very unusual.
And I've got to tell you, I'm not interested ever, Gary, in being the same as everyone else.
Yeah, indeed, Philip.
So that's all we will say about last weekend's results.
It was a little bit of a stinker, but Philip, having said it was a little bit of a stinker, there were some very strong results too. And the last auction of Sunday was in Whittle Parade, a little apartment there. I shouldn't say little, it wasn't that little, but an apartment in a very affordable price range. And there were three bidders going really hard at that, Philip, and went well over the reserve. Sold for $655.
We love that building on the corner of Riddell Parade and Stanley Street.
How about some of these?
Designed by Jackson Clement Burrows. Let me finish here, Gary, because not only did you sell that well, but we took the underbidder from that auction and sold them another one in the building.
We did, Philip, and good agents can do that sort of thing. And on this occasion, we were those good agents, Philip, and well done to Joel Sir and Ben Eisner and also to Jan Dosen, our agents, who all combined together with their excellence, and Jared Martin as well, all combined together with their excellence to do a wonderful job. But Philip, there was other good highlights as well. Hey, talk about where, and we'll go through some of them.
Yeah, before we go on, just a little bit of a social catch-up. Went to a restaurant last night that you would really love, which is a Turkish restaurant.
I like all that Turkish food.
In Brighton Road, Elwood.
I've been there.
Called Lizzet.
Yeah, I went
there. Lizzet?
I went there not very long ago. I went there with my friend Aby. Went there. It's fantastic. I loved it.
We were there last night. I've never been there before. First of all, really schmick. Cute little shopping strip there.
It is,
and we went there last night. There were 8 of us, and they said, "Would you like to order the platter?"
Yeah.
And we said, "Yeah, look, we'll order the platter." And we're just assuming, "Would you like the platter for 8?" And then somebody sensibly thought, you know what, the serves here are likely to be massive.
Yeah.
So we ordered a platter for 6. There were 8 of us. I've never seen so much theatre. I loved this place because 2 people, literally 2 people, carried this board that was, I kid you not, that long. And it was like a Game of Thrones. It was, and they literally had to pass over this platter that they had on raised stand. Anyway, it was a great meal, great service, great food. Lizzet, I think it's number 81 Brighton Road in Elwood. It was fantastic.
Good service too. I've been there. I went there not so long ago, Phil. I've got to get takeaway from there because I'm always thinking about where to get good Turkish takeaway, and I love that.
No issue.
Because I love all that food, all that with all the garlic and the onion, and you stink for days. And my wife says to go and sleep on the balcony.
No question.
I love all that stuff.
Pretty.
No,
at
it's not pretty. I know.
11:30 at our place last night.
You've got to be you've got to be married and comfortable in your relationship for a long time to eat that food.
Don't go there
if you're single
on a first date or
hoping for some.
Or when you're dating and you're thinking about elevating the evening.
First move. Yeah. Not a good first move restaurant, that sort of food, is it, Phil?
But very nice, very nice.
Yeah, it is nice indeed.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Talking about out and about, look, I love Melbourne, and this time of year, Melbourne, I reckon, you look at the calendar of Melbourne when it starts every year. Firstly, of course, and you've got...
Moomba?
You've got the tennis first.
All right, yeah.
Then you've got, but then you've got something else on the tennis. You've got the poker tournament at the Crown.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's more important than that.
I'm not sure.
You've got the poker tournament, you've got the tennis, then you've got the St Kilda Festival, then you've got Moomba.
Yep.
Then you've got the Grand Prix.
Yes.
And now we have the Comedy Festival.
And how good does the lineup look?
The lineup's fantastic, although I reckon it's hard to be a comedian today because everything's so offensive. And there's a few of the old comedians that I used to love that were terribly offensive. They're just not around anymore. They're all just
everything's PC now, isn't it?
It's all PC. So it's hard because comedy is supposed to shock and challenge, and
it's an art form.
It's an art form. Yet comedians, they've got a hard time.
So are you saying that you think censorship has hit comedic circles?
I think it has.
I think you might be right, and it'd be interesting viewer feedback on this. But we're both going to go and see some stuff at the Comedy Festival. But I think you are right that it's become so PC today. Absolutely. Comedians that are worried about offending anybody well,
and
you know, what's there to make a joke
even some
of?
of the old comedies, and and I spoke the other day, and because I think I'm going to get one of those domain articles that you got where you were every woman's dream or whatever you paid them to say.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I think what we're
me.
going to do, viewers, Gary's going to be in the Domain on Saturday, and he's going to look fantastic.
The week after,
but what we'll do is we'll hold up your story, and we'll hold up my story,
and you can see which one's more true.
And let's see whether anybody believes you're every woman's dream.
Yeah, no, I'm not purporting to be that, Philip, and I don't need to say that I'm that, Philip.
I think you're every bookie's dream.
Probably every bookie's dream, every woman bookie or every man bookie. But I talked about growing up, and when you grew up in the 70s, everyone was from somewhere, and everybody had a go at each other. But I never felt it was a nasty, bitter, and because everyone was from somewhere, and I think people would enjoy laughing about the idiosyncrasies, but I don't think it was nasty. It's become so nasty.
So if you think about Australian comedy, it's very much about taking the piss.
Absolutely, and people took the piss out of themselves. And a good example.
Even taking the piss is taking the piss.
Yeah, and Wog's out of work, and it was kind of. Taking a stab, a friendly, fun stab at some of the idiosyncrasies. So, we went, and that was something that you grew up with, and you sort of celebrated it, but it became warped, didn't it? And
so
what's going on?
It's a shame. I'm a great believer, Gary, in comedians being able to offend anybody and everybody, unless it's me.
Yeah, I think so too, Phil. I think that's a good idea.
And then letters to the paper, picket lines outside.
I don't get offended by anything, really. And I just think that people just got, I think it enabled us to celebrate our differences and laugh about ourselves. And not become threatened, and it's changed. Anyway, I think it's a shame.
You know what? This is a PC world we now live in, Gary, and it's taken the fun out of being an employer.
It's done that too, hasn't it, Philip? No more of those little quick jokes that we never made that some people are talking about. But it has, Phil. It's changed, and I don't know. I don't think it's changed for the better, but. Look, anyway, that's the world we live in.
Do you know what? I think the world has changed for the better. But like anything, what happens is everything overshoots.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
You know what?
And what happens is the minority becomes the new rules become about the minority. The vocal minority, which sometimes I don't think that's a good thing.
Often the vocal minority agitates for change for the better.
Yeah,
but often it overshoots, and that's where we are today. So this is a politically incorrect show.
It is a little
and
bit, isn't
for
it?
those viewers that are constantly offended, why are you still watching?
Exactly right. And we can't say we love Bert Newton anymore, can we? Because he offended people, and Graham Kennedy.
Rolf Harris was your favourite person.
Oh, I thought Jake the Peg was a funny thing to talk about. Now Jake the Peg's got a whole new...
Mr. Squirrel?
Yeah, Mr. Squirrel.
I'm sure that nose was a metaphor for something.
Exactly right. Well, forget about Cosby. I'm never a fan of his anyway, but that's right off.
Isn't it?
But I can't... What about Michael Jackson? Can you sing Michael Jackson now? What about Gary Glitter? Can you sing Gary Glitter songs?
The Michael Jackson documentary?
Neverland, that's pretty scary.
That was absolutely extraordinary.
And what does it mean to be his kids now? I mean, it's terrible for them. What do they get to... I mean, if you say, I don't believe it, then you're putting dirt on...
You're an idiot.
You can't. You're putting dirt on those people who have the most traumatic situations.
Stupid
you have to believe it. If you do believe it, then how can you honour your father? I mean... So
the question is, as I wrote... Look, you've got to watch this documentary on Michael Jackson because it's again an indication of how we used to be and what was acceptable. Not acceptable, but how people kind of turned their eyes to turn a blind eye to things.
People assume the best. I mean, why would you have to assume the worst?
So here's the thing. I saw one article to the paper, a letter to the paper, talking about Michael Jackson, that there is art and then there is Michael Jackson's personal life. And if you look at the great artists across time, even if you go back to like Da Vinci and Michelangelo, these people had serious character flaws.
Of course they did.
And the thing about it is that the great artists generally have character flaws. And in fact, the great people have great character flaws, which is my excuse for all my character flaws.
Exactly right.
Flaws.
Is that the way you're saying that you're great without really saying it? Or you are just saying it?
I'm kind of,
I mean, I look at Daniel, my son Daniel has a friend, Toby.
You're about to say your son has got character flaws.
No, of course, he's perfect, he's my son. But he has a friend, Toby. Yeah. And Toby, is one of these great guys. And
Yes.
I think he watches the show, and some of his mates, some of the young people watch this show.
You know, how
It's
pathetic
great.
is it that the younger generation are watching this show?
Oh,
Get your own material, live your own lives.
got
Don't
nothing better to
live
watch?
your life through GPTV.
I mean, go back and watch the Teletubbies or something from your childhood. It gave you pleasure, and it was intelligent.
And in fact, but if you think about even that, like we're on a
Is
roll
that weird
here.
if I like the Teletubbies?
But imagine,
I like them.
No, but remember Noddy?
Yeah.
Like, Noddy turned out to be a pedophile.
Well, not it, did he?
That's like,
Yeah, right. And there was the
oh
other
no,
characters.
Noddy wasn't a pedophile. I think he was a racist.
Is it
like
right?
a terrible racist?
Rapist?
A racist.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. Not he was a bit young for that. Phil, but Toby.
Where
loves,
are we going?
Well, Toby. See, he went through a stage. He loved different things. He loved astronauts at one stage, and he all these different obsessions, cowboys. But he had an obsession with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
When Michael Jackson died, he actually spoke at a school about how I don't think he was supposed to do that. I think he was supposed to talk about something else. But he
never happened again.
So
now.
He was in love with Michael Jackson, and
Yes.
Michael Jackson was wholesome in terms of his his background. He was
always
he was
weird. Let's face it, he was always a weirdo.
Yeah, but he was a great part of the great American story.
yeah.
He grew up with no money, and he was in a minority, and he made good and everything else.
Wanted to look like
That
Liz
was later.
Taylor.
That was later on, right? But he was a great success story, and his music was fantastic and changed the world and provided joy and happiness and entertainment and music and emotion. Yet now, I don't know, Toby. I don't know what we do. We'll ask him.
All I can say is that.
Okay,
Michael, let's be done with this. But Michael Jackson did
babbling
write
on.
some of the best music,
did.
and I think the music at some point will last forever, but maybe not in the next 5 or 10 years.
And now Rajah Sam, the famous DJ,
Rajah Sam, yeah.
who we know, right? Rajah Sam now doesn't know whether he should play Michael Jackson because it's a party starter, gets people up. But Rajah Sam did a function, another DJ, play Michael Jackson. People started screaming at the DJ, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Look, there's no question that the world is always going to be full of people with character flaws. Goodness knows I've lived with and worked with somebody like yourself that's got many of them, and somehow we find a way to coexist.
You know, just stick with the casino and golf and horses
right,
and
come
real
on,
estate.
Let's get into the
real
real estate, Gary. Tell us about the weekend.
Phil, we sold Macrina Street, Oakley, before auction, Oakley East. Well done. We love Oakley East, Phil. We do business there.
Do you know what we're doing? Like, I never dreamt that we would be doing a lot of work in Oakley, but since we opened our Carnegie office, linked it up with the Bentley office, we're now pushing even into Springvale. Who would have thought?
Absolutely. Phil, at Rosamond Street, St Kilda East, I did the auction on Saturday. I passed it in beautifully with not a cracker bid, yet Saturday night it was sold. And that's what can happen, Phil.
Shout out to Joel Sir, who's had some amazing success across the weekend. Well done, Joel.
And I don't think there's anybody who does a better job in Ormond than us, Philip, because we've sold 2 out of our 3 auctions in Ormond, and the third one's not far away from being sold. But well done in Ulupina Road, that sold under intense competition. Good job there, Leo Samuel, and well done to Graham, who also sold in Ulupina a few hours later. Some of those details are on the screen. And Park Avenue was sold again competitively in Glen Huntly for $527.
For a famous person, wasn't it?
It was for a well-known person who will remain nameless, Philip, because we do that sometimes. And then, of course, with Del Parade, we've talked about. Let's not talk about any more auctions. We've got so many offerings, and we've got this house here to talk about, Phil.
Okay, Gary.
Have a look at what we're looking at
let
here.
us talk about Lyndoch Avenue.
This was written about in The Age on Saturday, by the way.
Gary, Lyndoch Avenue is one of the best streets of East St Kilda, and if you haven't driven down Lyndoch, you'll never know, because it's a cul-de-sac, Gary.
Right. Why would you drive
through road, but this has got some of Melbourne's most expensive real estate and some of Melbourne's best homes, and it's one of those secrets that can be your secret by coming and having a look at the home. This is on the north side of the street, Gary, so you've got this incredible parcel of land.
How about what we're looking at on here, this massive pool, Phil, and all of this beautiful sunlight.
Bathed in sunlight, the most beautiful landscape garden, a stunning swimming pool, which really just does complement this big, grand family home with massive entertaining areas downstairs. The kitchen, meals, family room are massive, and then of course you've got a formal room at the front, then another family room at the back. And then, of course, all of the bedrooms and bathrooms you could ever possibly want. This is a magnificent package, and we think is one of the premier offerings that our company's had this year.
I think it's probably not just our company, but I don't know if there's been a better house sold in and around the area than this house this year, Phil. Well, if I think about it.
If you don't know, Gary, then you're not really on top of your job, are you?
Well, no, I am on top of my job, Philip. But
well, either it's one of the best, and it is the best, or it's not. So what is it?
So, well, I think it's the best offering in the area this
year.
Right,
okay, good. I will fully concur with that.
I think it is, Phil, and I'm trying to think about whether there's another one that beats it or is as good as, but
there
there
isn't.
Okay, so come to this auction. It's on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. We're looking forward to putting this one to the market, and someone's going to buy a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Philip, and a
generational opportunity, Gary, because whoever buys this house, I would imagine will be here for the next generation.
You bring down the curtain on Sunday on this as our
Looking
final
forward
auction.
to it.
Hey, you've got a very busy weekend this weekend because we had a little bit of a breather the last few weeks, but we are going to work you to the bone this weekend, Philip Kingston.
I'm going to say to Irene that this Friday night, I need a big carb load.
Yep, you do.
So I'm going to have to get into peak athletic performance. So I'm going to have to build my carbs up on Friday night. Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm going to go hard this weekend. Let's talk about what we've got on.
Let's do that, Philip. We have 24 auctions over 10 suburbs, which is a sumptuous amount of offerings there, Phil. And on Saturday morning, we have triple auction action. We're starting off in St Kilda in Jeremy Rosen's hood with Burnett Street. 2
bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and a great pre-war building in an iconic location.
Lior, in his base of Carnegie, is excited to be auctioning a property that he's been working on with his brother in Kooragal Road.
And what a great property. I dropped in there last weekend. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a double lock-up garage and courtyard gardens. Lots to love there.
You're doing the Caulfield South thing, Philip, on the Saturday morning in Teak Street. It was a bit annoying having Glen Huntley Road closed off last weekend, wasn't it?
It was, Gary, but, you know, progress is everything. This is a great property in beautiful order, fully renovated throughout. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a lock-up garage. I really do like that property a lot.
4 auctions at 11:30 on Saturday. It's prime time, auction time for this weekend anyway, Phil. We're going to be in Hawthorne Road. I'm doing my first auction, meeting Mark Kirkham there.
Art Deco charm, Gary. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, plenty of off-street car parking, beautiful landscape gardens, and a wonderful timber deck at the rear. That is a standout.
You're going to be staying in Caulfield South, Phil. I'm sure you'll grab a coffee at Fress in between your auctions, but you're going to be at Larch Street, right around the corner from Teak Street. You're doing the tree thing, and that's at 11:30.
Do you know what, Gary? I love walking distance to cafes. We've got Fress, we do have Delish, we've also got Mr Brightside. Walking distance from here, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking. We love that sort of real estate.
We have a snap purchase at 11:30 in Marine Avenue in St Kilda, Philip. This is a well-priced 1-bedroom apartment, Jeremy Rosen's Auctions.
And you've got to love that. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Incredible location.
Lior stays in Carnegie for his 11:30 auction in Warnack Road, Philip.
Gary, what an incredible home. This is the home with everything. A luxurious, renovated period home. 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a swimming pool, garage, everything that opens and shuts, and very, very schmick renovation.
I've only got 1 auction on Saturday. You've got 6. It hardly seems fair, is it, Phil?
You know what, Gary? Everybody knows that it might be your name on the door, but all the heavy lifting is done by me.
Well, I think I've done more than my lifting auctions last few weeks.
I don't believe you have, Gary, so just stay with us.
This is good to see you back.
This is a great property, Gary, beautifully renovated by a very, very clever couple. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking, a very deep rear garden, and it's straight out of a magazine. It's so beautiful.
Triple auction action at 1:30. Lior, his 3rd auction in Carnegie, and isn't he doing great stuff in Carnegie?
Of course he is, Gary, because that office is just a standout office. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, and a great location.
Dandenong Road, of course, that one. Philip, you're going to be not far away in Ormond, but first we've got Jeremy Rosen's also in the area. He's in Caulfield East in Gibson Street.
And Gary, a bit of a little secret pocket this, but you're walking distance to the fabulous Caulfield campus of Monash University and the East Caulfield Shopping Centre. 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, and a lock-up garage. That is a really good buy.
Again, we're in Ormond, Philip, and we're going to be at 1:30. You'll be meeting Leon Guzenfitter and his team for this wonderful offering at Glenelm Avenue.
Oh, Gary, check this out. It's a magnificent, beautiful, renovated home on 697 square metres of prime land. And look, you know what? I'm so proud of our company. We get to market and sell some of the most beautifully renovated period homes, of which that's a standout.
We sure do. Well done, Leon, on pulling that one in. Philip, we did not open an office in Bentley for you to finish early on Saturday. No. We are going to work you hard on Saturday, and at 2:30 you're going to be in Jasser Street with Mark Kirkham.
Lucky we've got a coffee van, Gary. 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, further car parking. Everything that opens and shuts is there. A stunning home.
You'll be jumping from east to west and going from Bentley East to Bentley proper. Clapperton Road is our 3:30 auction on Saturday. Brings down the curtain.
And
what
Gary, this is the most incredible property, been beautifully built by Brave Developments, and that is just magnificent. One of the best of its type that I've seen. 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, everything that opens and shuts.
You're going to be exhausted by Saturday night, Philip, but you'll be fine. You'll be pumped up and ready to go for Sunday, because we've got a big day on Sunday, double auction action at 10:30 a.m. I'm going to be in Anderson Street, Philip, with Lemoore.
And what a great location, walking distance to the tram in Hawthorne Road and all of the wonderful cafes, including Einstein's round the corner. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and 2 car parks.
Love 41 Fulton Street, great looking home. Philip, you're going to be meeting Ben Rothschild there to do your first auction.
Gary, how absolutely cutting edge gorgeous is this? 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a car space, and a great location, walking distance. You know, you can choose High Street, Armidale, Chapel Street, Carlisle Street, walk everywhere you want from there. But what a stunning renovation.
One auction only on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. For some reason, Philip, I don't know why, but we are going to be dedicating that time slot to a wonderful home in Oron Crescent.
Gary, I love this home. We've sold it before. It's a real standout home because it's got so much accommodation. You wouldn't know it because it looks quite simple from the front. Having said that, it's got a great period look, but inside it is incredible. Got the best accommodation, the best kitchen, meals, family room, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and plenty of car parking.
Sunday really hots up, Phil, with some beautiful offerings. We've got triple auction action at 12:30, and one of those properties is at 13 Currawena Road, Caulfield South.
Gary, you can have a house on the park there. The Currawena Road is a fantastic location. This home is magnificent. Congratulations to the vendors who've bought a good house that was virtually new and then renovated it. Go figure. And they've turned it into a palace with a north-facing back garden and a swimming pool. I really think that is one of Caulfield South's best offerings.
And I'm going to try to do everything I can to keep you out of doing the auctions in Elstree, Philip, because it's my baby. I love it, and I love this one in Shuba Road. What a great villa.
Born and bred,
yeah,
Gary, in
Elstree,
but you didn't live in a street as good as Shuba Road.
No, I didn't.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a tandem garage, renovated throughout, and we do love Shuba Road. I reckon it's top 10 streets in Elsternwick.
I'd agree with you, if not top 5, Philip. Just behind our office is Wilk Street, a little-known street with a beautiful development down the end, Phil. Jeremy Rosen's auctions this property, 208 at 1 Wilk Street with Nikki Jano.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a secure basement car park, but you've got access to that very lovely swimming pool, beautiful grounds of this property, and Wilk Street, walking distance to the fabulous Alma Village, where our office is, where there is a new cafe opening soon, Gary. Might have to do a scoop on that next week.
Where's a new cafe opening?
Oh my goodness!
In our street.
Do you drive around?
Yeah, I do. I drive around. I just don't look at anything. I do. Is there really a new cafe?
No, Gary, just move on because you really sometimes shock me with how stupid.
Is that the one next to us,
the
pizza
be.
one?
No,
well,
Gary,
that's Pizza and Wine. Have you been there?
No, but I was talking about somebody about that. I think we've got to do a little Alma Village snapshot shortly because it's a great little
village.
Why
don't we? Phil, triple auction action at 1:30. We're going to be in Hertford Street, also close to our office, and Jeremy Rosen's doing that auction.
And Gary, what a great location, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a carport.
Can't keep Graham Callan down for long. He's always out there, out and about doing auctions, Philip, and he's doing one on Sunday in Newland Street, Caulfield.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a lock-up garage, a wonderful, wonderful property, that one.
Phil, we are going to be auctioning one of the most exciting offerings in Elsternwick, probably, again, the best for the year. We're talking about 71 St George's Road,
Last
Elsternwick,
week's GPTV was filmed there, Gary. This is one of the best houses that's been offered to the market for years, in my opinion. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, off-street car parking for a couple of cars, a swimming pool, west-facing back garden. It's, you walk through the doors in that home, and you feel immediately comfortable. It's both luxurious, but it's got a certain charm to it that you just feel it from the front door onwards.
No question about it, Philip. I've been working closely with this property in Daniel Crescent. It's at 2:30 on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to meeting you there.
2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, a lock-up garage. We love those properties, Gary, because they give you a home in one of the best suburbs in Melbourne, but at a very affordable entry.
No question about that, Philip. We finish off in Lyndoch Avenue at 3:30. We've spoken about that already, and we're looking forward to that one, Phil, and being here and seeing whoever wants to come along, enjoy a coffee and check out a fine offering. And that's a bit of a wrap of our offerings this week.
Busy March, I tell you what.
Busy March. This brings down a curtain for March. March. It has been a busy month. And interestingly, Philip, I think we've even got more listings this year than we had this time last year, which is an interesting phenomenon in the market.
It is, Gary.
Yeah.
Viewers, I want to point out something that I'm seeing in the marketplace that you should be taking opportunity of. I believe, and we've been saying it for a long time, that land is really the store of all wealth.
It is.
And if you can buy yourself a block of land with a good rentable home, it gives you incredible options. So as an investor, if I was buying something today, and I am looking, I'm going to try and buy something with a high land component, because land goes up, it gives you flexibility, that you can do so much with it. Interestingly, when the market pulls back, I reckon land pulls back a bit harder than the rest of the market.
And conversely.
And that's where the market, where the value is. So, you know, for example, last weekend we passed in 2 properties which will probably be sold by the time this airs.
Maybe
but one in Russell Street, which is a gorgeous 4-bedroom home, which you can move straight into, which is priced not much over land value. Then Urandalone, you did an auction there. And I look at that and I go, that has got to be a good buy.
Yeah, it is a good buy. And I've got to say that for those buyers who are out there that are cashed up, got their finance approved, because that's half the battle, isn't it? Let's face it, you know, the banks have been a bit more difficult. They've become a little bit easier since the Royal Commission's over. But you know, if you can get your finance approved now for something like either of those properties, you are buying value.
Absolutely.
And how often, I say this in my auction, how often do we ever get to say to somebody, you are buying it for this much less than it was? There's only once ever before we've been able to say it, and who knows if we'll ever be able to say it again now, because we're probably not.
The one thing, viewers, amongst all the doom and gloom in the newspapers, and clearly we're defying that trend, but you know, amongst all the doom and gloom, the buyer window, it's only open for a very short time, and often what happens, by the time people go, oh yeah, I should buy, the market's jumped.
Absolutely. So for those people that are astute, organised, ready to go, this is a great time to buy.
And you know, it's taken us this long to actually work out that buying opportunities are there for a very short period of time. And it's interesting because we're now quite senior in the industry. We've had, you know, over 3 decades of experience. There's a lovely saying that I love at the moment, which is something which says, experience is something you get just after you needed it. And viewers, we're trying to give you the benefit of our experience. We know this looks, feels and smells like a buying opportunity.
Absolutely. Good time to get into the market, and plenty of good offerings, Phil, although it doesn't look like there's that much in the pipeline coming through. So if you see something now, jump all over it, because a lot of vendors don't want to sell now.
I reckon it's going to be a quiet winter.
Yeah, I think so too.
So if you're waiting, thinking that there's going to be more stock coming on, we're not seeing it.
Absolutely. So do we just take winter off? Just take a couple of months off?
No, let's just go to Tahiti.
Yeah, Tahiti James, too, in the plane. Remember that commercial? Tahiti James, It sounded good.
What was it for? It was for Dove soap.
Oh, very good. I forgot what it was for. I just remember Tahiti James. Anyway, we won't be going to Tahiti this weekend, that's for sure, because we've got lots of auction action and lots of news to bring to all of our viewers, all 3 or 4 or 5 of them. And we look forward to bringing you the news next week on GPTV. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fantastic week.